Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Through the Tones, a show where a group of friends, very patient, understanding friends, gather together to play Dungeons and Dragons under the nervous guise of an amateur DM. I'm Petey Ray, your aforementioned amateur DM. Here with me is my party, my team, my squad, my friends. We've got playing Wind and Summer, Daisy.
Everybody.
We've got playing Tobold, Toby Underborough, Brett.
So I don't do this often, but I'm drinking a handcrafted pale ale from Sierra Nevada. But the real star of the show is this Carmel, Indiana, America's coolest city in a roundabout way, koozie that came with a Carmel, Indiana roundabout themed post-it notes. And let me tell you, America's coolest city in a roundabout way is not Carmel, Indiana. It's not even my top 10 suburb where rich people live in Indianapolis. But it also, like, look at the logo on Carmel. It looks like the Camel cigarettes typeface. Oh my god,
that is the Camel cigarettes.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I was like,
Camel
God,
cigarettes.
we're smoking Joe.
Yeah,
The wide pack's hanging out with us. All right. Hi, I'm ready to play D&D.
We got playing Lucius Zanero, Matt.
I have a very official CD for Teach Yourself the Art of Music Engraving and Processing by Ted Ross.
Nice.
With a one of those printable labels on the CD that will destroy your disc player, if your disc drive, if you're not careful. So I was very quick to put it in, rip it, and take it out.
Yes. And of course, last but not least, playing Solero Italian, hopping in the nick of time, we've got Drew.
Yeah, nick of time, as in I'm not actually in Fantasy Grounds yet. But yeah,
but you're here.
Camel typeface. But if we want to talk about things,
Cigarettes that you can choose to like have menthol or not, yeah, that's weird. Just like sort of pop it.
Yeah, I never understood what the popping
weird.
Amber did all the time was, like why it snapped and why the butt of the cigarette was always crunched.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
But also, if we're talking about very official things,
but very cool.
My dad doesn't watch this show, so I'm not worried. One of my dad's gifts came in since we're going to see each other for the first time in like almost a year, which is the notes of Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
nice.
My dad's white and from the Midwest, so he has some white.
Yeah,
he's a father in the Midwest and white. So Ronald Reagan,
like a fantastic gift.
Yes,
for
like
your dad.
I'm just back to the standard. Just a shout out to once again La Rubia, just the baseline one out of Windward Brewing. I think by next week I should have something else from Lincoln's Beard and such. But for now, same old stuff. Also, I want to pump you up.
Oh no.
This is one of those weird moments. Probably the last moment for a while that I'll have a bike pump within arm's reach.
Lick your bike pump. My favorite Spinal Tap. Wrong podcast.
Yes.
Metal up your bike pump.
Yes. We're here to do some Dungeons and Dragons. So a couple of quick shout outs. Again, none of these are advertisements. I don't know if that disclosure is necessary considering how small of this show this is, let alone nobody would advertise on this show. Seems like, what is this?
Shill.
But I just think these are cool. If you happen to stumble upon us playing Dungeons and Dragons, I think these are cool to shout out. Which is Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, which is where we're currently getting our adventure from. I don't think I mentioned, but with this show, this is an amateur DM using the tools and adventure modules and campaign settings that are out there. One particular is the Wildmount campaign setting, and I'm using one of the adventures, like the starter adventures that they have right there in the book. So, Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. You can find it anywhere you find your usual game modules and source books, your local bookstore, comic store, game store. Go check it out. Find it on how you would normally find it, which is on Wizards of the Coast website. But great book, great stories, great cool stuff. Griffin Saddlebag is where we get our magic items. At least where I get my magic items. They're just a font of awesome, cool, like crazy magic items, from the common, mundane, quirky stuff to the legendary artifacts and everything in between. For different classes, different campaign styles, different great stuff to like plug into your store, whatever store you're doing that is theme appropriate. It's really great stuff. Go check them out on Patreon. Support them.
So what if you're pregnant elf and you get bit by a vampire and give birth to your child? There's a race for that.
Yes.
Because they're elves. Like, they're not going to turn into a vamp. But there's something there for you. There's some fun. Dig around.
Yes. So go check that out. And that would be also available from Dungeon Master Dave, who we're probably going to jump back to. Really great stuff. But aside from that, I think that's it for our usual shout outs, at least for now.
Brett and I are Sierra Nevada ale buddies now.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Wonderland Nectarine Ale.
Yes. All right.
Cool.
Back to the adventure as we recap. So, our party was...
Ouch.
Our party was...
I remember that much.
Yes. Our party was, after escaping from Flora Isle as it sank, joining the crew of the Wavechaser, taking refuge on their ship, and heading to Port Amali eventually, but agreeing to kind of an endeavor to retrieve a magical item and some treasure from the Sahuagin tribe that was responsible for sinking Flora Isle into the ocean. Eventually, they found out the Shark Feather Abyss. They got supplies at Port Amali, met some people, headed out to sea, got pulled over at sea, locked the cop in the brig.
After murdering a bunch of other ones.
Yeah. As far as they could tell.
Almost getting murdered.
Yeah, and almost getting murdered. They did find out some things. They found out the three earrings is a wanted pirate of the revelry. She attempted to reassure them that this didn't change anything as far as like their agreement and things going forward. They pressed on with their plans and their excursion, and made it to Palma Flora, to Flora Isle, or at least what was the remnants of which lay in the Shark Feather Abyss. They were attacked on board the Wavechaser. They were attacked on board the Wavechaser. They fought off a few Sahuagin, a couple of abominations that seemed to have the bodies of humanoids and but altered with the features of shark creatures. They dispatched one and followed the Sahuagin into the deeps, into the depths, to where they found the chief surrounded by other Sahuagin and wielding the rod that they were seeking. They entered combat with them. A harrowing encounter was had.
Very.
Many people were knocked unconscious. Nobody was killed.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. nobody was killed, and it seems like there was at least some attempt to not deal lethal damage, but from the sergeant, but they were dispatched.
How'd that work?
They were all dispatched and done. And now the party kind of floats or stands at the depths post battle. At this point, with Lucius with the rod of retribution in hand, at least. Now ready to deal with the aftermath. So, as you go there, so couple of things. I presume that you guys at least kind of look around.
Oh yeah.
I want to make the most of our time with our device.
I do a good old look around.
Yeah,
I would like to take a look around.
Yeah, take a look.
I would like to take a look around.
Do you,
has a perception of a bunch.
Yeah. Let me see. Give me. You guys have time. You guys have time, and it doesn't take. It's easy to kind of look around. I would say you guys spend some time looking through the immediate area. What seems to make sense. The Lucius. You immediately notice, like right after the battle ends, one thing you immediately notice the sword that Selikai summoned in the battle, because she kind of summoned the sword. She seems to drop a similar sword on the ground, but where it seemed to have, and I didn't describe it here, where it seemed to kind of have like this these almost eldritch features to them, with some almost muscles attached, and some creatures and coral and muscles and maybe some tentacles attached to it. You look down and it looks nothing like that. In fact, it just looks like a regular scimitar. So if you pick it up, it's basically just you have you can look it up. It's just a scimitar +1. Okay. So it was magical. So that's why it would still damage you, because her sword of the depths was magical. Because the source sword that she absorbed into her warlock sword thing was magical, but it is just a.
I will kind of look it over and interesting, and then offer it to Solero. I'm not sure if I don't remember what he has.
He has the Sword of Respite and just a regular short sword.
Okay.
The Sword of Verdict?
The Sword of Verdict, that's sorry. I keep saying Respite. I think I missed the Merchant's Respite. Sword of Verdict. I don't know why I keep saying Respite.
When you want to unsheath some comfort.
I mean, I could definitely use that for my offhand.
Yeah. Or can you wield a scimitar?
I mean, what's the length of a scimitar?
You can do a one-handed.
It's a one-handed, but it's like exotic or martial. Or I don't remember what they call it.
Open up.
Yeah, it's a martial melee weapon.
I have martial versatility.
Okay, yeah.
So yes, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so.
And then also, so you guys deal with that. Mortal is passed out on the ground.
Oh no. Okay. I will cast Healing Word on him, or actually, I will swim over and cure wounds on him.
Okay, so just target him and
touch him.
You don't have to worry about moving around because it's not super important right now.
Who here does anybody have potion on them? I thought I bought some, but I don't see them in my notes.
I think I mean,
I can wait. I think we're out of combat. I won't stub my toe and die again.
Yeah.
How do I put this on?
Oh wow.
So you should be able to. Your scimitar? Did you look to put it in your inventory?
Yes.
Should
Do
have.
you think so?
I don't see it.
Oh, do I have to do it in Beyond?
Oh, it's just easier to do it in there.
Okay.
We'll figure it out later.
Don't pick any underwater lemons off of any trees, and we'll be fine.
Still blame Solero for that.
I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna try the DDB player app.
Yes.
See about that.
DVD.
So, outside of that, you kind of like worm around the let's see what is in scattered around. Scattered around.
Scattered
there.
around.
Let's see. Okay. So the in the pool area, though now it's not a pool, it's just a cup underwater, like. But since everything just kind of slid down here, more or less, mostly in where it was, and maybe a little bit like scattered, like behind it. If you think about where the path went, like more towards the northeast, you find about 36 silver pieces in there. You guys, if you spend, it doesn't take too long to like spend areas around like the tavern and a few of the houses. You do find 30 gold pieces, roughly, just scattered around, and 50 more silver pieces. Just
Sweet.
like here, and like maybe like about I'll say 46 copper pieces. Just, and this is all just like if you hear a few there, but over time it just kind of accumulates to that. So everyone wants to keep track of funds. Whoever is keeping track of party funds or wants to split that up.
Sounds like
For 46
Toby
copper.
Yeah.
What was something silver and something gold?
It was like
total of 30 gold, 86 silver, and 46 copper.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's you can whoever's holding that can put that to their inventory or split it up.
I'll take care of it, holding on to it. I've been the banker.
We'll do that. And then so that's I can even that has a parcel. That's neat. And then one other thing over here. So West Shore. And then randomly, so if you look around, you find a necklace. In one of the houses, you see what seems to be a nice little necklace made of shark teeth. You figure it's probably it'll probably fetch you about 25. Just a nice like trinket. It'll fetch you about 25 gold if you decide to sell it.
I'm gonna cast Identify on it.
You do, and however long it takes, you cast it. You look over. There's nothing magical about it. It's just a necklace.
Hey guys, I've wasted a spell. I'm gonna have to sit around for a while again.
So who's holding on to that? I'll add it to you.
I had to touch it. I can hang on to it, but
Okay.
I'll be the pack mule.
Okay, I can.
Oh, if you want to have it,
I'll wear it.
Okay, there you go. I'll look. I'm holding out for a puka shell necklace. So
yeah. Okay. So
this is much classier. This is shark tooth necklace.
It's a little too aggressive and masculine for me. I want the puka shell. Nice soft round.
So I think I can reassign. Or you might be able to, so I had assigned it to you in the in Fantasy Grounds as well.
You get that enchanted somewhere.
But yeah, Lucius, you can just custom add shark tooth necklace onto your just another video. But that's about it. I mean, we mostly just see just a bunch of wrecked stuff, like just what you expected. Just there's you figure the stock from the tavern was kind of like wrecked and floated away, but you see like flagons and like cups and stuff like that, and you see stools and you see furniture, but not much else of note or of much worth.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else?
Search the corpses.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That I would say that's what you did as part of it, and that's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
We rummaged their pockets for some silver.
Yeah.
Did we search all the houses that are left?
Yeah,
in the
pretty
ground?
much. You pretty much got a good search of them because it's pretty much easy to swim in and out. It takes you about, I would say, like 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
So,
time to get some air.
Yeah. But you figure it's probably close to around the time you start to make your way back up, so that you're not in a hurry, so that you can make your way back up. Making your way back up.
Swim.
They gotta get every now and then. I'm gonna wait, let the nitrogen get out of my blood.
Yeah, that's you figured that.
I don't know how many atmospheres I'm able to handle as a halfling, but don't want to get.
That's why you need to that's the strength check. So you don't have to do the strength check, but you calmly head up and take your time and pace yourself. All right.
Mortal, not having a 4-chambered heart and being cold-blooded.
Kind of just, he doesn't need to, but he more or less stays pace with you guys.
Awesome. He's not a good swimmer.
He's not a great swimmer, but he can just kind of go. Doesn't really have to
It's like when you see an elephant underwater or something, you're like, how do those things swim?
He's like,
Stubs.
He can swim. He's just not a particularly
watching a
gifted
tortoise.
Yeah.
Then we got a cat floating next to us too, so that's awesome. Yeah, it was a ragtag group of people.
Yeah.
Cats are good swimmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this little thing where it's like. She looks like she looks like an undersized tiger. Have you ever seen a tiger swim?
Yeah, like they get in the Michael Phelps tube and wiggle around.
All right, so you defeat it. So off of that, okay, victory
in Jesus. Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I want to hear the gold count roll up. And then
this is your victory
notifications of leveling.
This is your victory song.
Give us a break!
I mean,
All right.
You need to be Yeah.
Yeah.
Knocking on heaven's door.
All right, and
Bang, bang, bang.
so as you head up, you start that you surface, and you make it up to the Wavechaser. Things seem calm as far as you can tell. You head up to the surface. Resolve. As you see there, you kind of signal. A rope ladder gets thrown over for you guys to climb up. What's the order that you guys climb up on there?
He said.
I'm really just trying to figure out. No, I'm trying to figure out like if there would be a particular order. Like I don't mind going up first.
Okay, yeah, you can go up first, and everybody just kind of follows. It's just and then so
Let's go with it.
and then as you're getting closer, you see Three Rings kind of like shows her face. It's like, and she extends out her hand. It's like, here.
I take her hand.
And oh, good. And she kind of grabs your hand, helps you guys up one by one. Her and one of the other crew members helps you guys up. And on there, it's like, okay. Well, you guys seem a little haggard. You were down there for quite a bit. Are you guys okay?
No.
Really?
Oh. Did you get the rod?
Wait, who grabbed the rod? Someone grabbed it, right?
I
Yes.
did. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we got it.
Let me see. And she hands her hand paw out.
I would like to do an insight check.
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
Just something feels weird.
As far as you can tell, she's just really eager and excited. She just seems eager and excited for the thing.
Okay.
There was a moment of concern, and then the rod, once she saw everyone's alive, which is good enough for her, she was just like eager and excited to see the thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I will give it to her.
Yeah, she takes it. Yes. Well, there's no use being subtle about it. I need to fence this thing in order to get you your gold. No place to do that but in Darkto. We'll probably need to head over there to get the money. I'll say when you get up there, the one thing you do notice is everybody's there, including Darjar Kal. God, everybody's going live right now.
9 o'clock?
You are a part of a demographic, Petey.
Yes.
It's the last episode of Night Attack.
Is it the last episode of something?
It's the last episode of some iteration of Night Attack.
Okay.
Or are they switching up the show again?
Justin is moving to Austin.
Oh, so yeah, there's going to be a change up of how the show is done.
They'll be in studio from now on.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
Somehow that show's lasted longer than MSP3K did.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's
And so
two
have we.
dudes and not a lot of like overhead, it kind of makes it easy.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, we're two friends and we're going to joke around and dick about on the internet is not a hard show to keep moving.
So,
So we're heading off.
So, all right.
Oh yeah, Dajar Call.
Darmok and Jalad.
Call.
And then as soon as you start to say it, and as soon as like she sees you look over at Dajar Call, it's like, oh yes. Well, okay, so just understand that we needed her help to deal with what we had to fight up here. You know, the abomination, the abomination, and I've been talking to her. She's pretty much just a mercenary, for hire. And you know what?
Who was she working for?
Oh, she was on hire for what's his face, the guy. I forgot his name. For the Zalesso. As far as she can tell, he was kind of like on this particular mission, took it upon himself to do that mission, but she was just hired by him. And as far as she can tell, the people that attacked us, aside from him on the ship, may have also been mercenaries. So, and honestly, she looks at Jar Call, just kind of like, just sitting back.
Hello. April Fool's Day is the perfect time for practical jokes. I've got words if you're drawing a blank.
God.
Just say, tell me a prank.
What? Oh,
It's the perfect time for practical jokes, like interrupting a stream.
what?
I got real confused.
I'm like, what happened? I thought it was a errant notification. Then like going wrong.
That was the best thing that's ever happened ever.
We should have clipped that.
Don't worry.
We can.
Yeah,
It's being recorded for posterity.
Oh my god.
Damn it, Alexa.
Damn it, Bezos.
Firmly rejects you.
Damn it, Amazon speaker lady. All right. That's the thing. And she looks over and she kind of sitting back. Honestly, you know what? If she was part of the Clovis Concord, she was one of theirs, I wouldn't trust her, but I kind of trust. Her motive, her loyalty lies with money. I can use that at least for now. I can work with that. Trust can come later.
As long as you're sure you're the highest bidder.
Oh, I'm not sure, but I'd rather have her on my side. She checks if she's far away enough, and she looks over at plus. She whispers to you, best as she can. Plus, and I'll do stage whisper. Plus, did you see her do that thunder wave? She's got crazy magic. I'd rather have her on my side. She probably could have broken out of here at any point anyway, so I'd rather have her on my side.
She could have turned into a lizard.
That's true.
Could have broken out here anytime.
Yeah.
That's why I was wanting someone to watch her.
Yeah. She was willing to talk and discuss being us working for us rather than her.
So did she? This is kind of Matthew asking. What? So the guys who boarded us were mercenaries. Were any of them actual Clovis Concord?
The actual cop. So like he was a He was definitely part of this Lesso. I mean, the Clovis Concord, after being the government, like the merchant government, he was a Zalezo officer, like a. He just kind of took this mission upon himself and got some hired swords. At least that's the impression that you get.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Well, will you guys join? Will you lot join us as we head to Darktow?
I mean,
Mortals
we're
like
all in
sitting
the
there.
same boat.
Mortals like
Sounds like a plan. Like if we got to get that to get our pay, sounds like the most logical place to go.
Okay.
Might as well.
Alexa talking to them again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So would anybody like to know? This is from the slip from the Art of Music Engraving and Processing. Welcome to this CD-ROM version of Teach Yourself the Art of Music Engraving and Processing by Ted Ross. If you already have Adobe Acrobat Reader installed on your system, you are ready to use this CD-ROM. Simply open the welcome.pdf file. Otherwise, PC and Macintosh versions of Acrobat version 4.05 are included on the disc.
All right, let's get I don't want to talk about. I don't want to think about that. It's like okay.
Yes. How far away is this place that we're going? Like in days?
So it takes
For those at home, we're on version 17, I believe. So, yeah. I don't have an animal anymore.
No.
Okay. This is 6. Chapter 6. No, that's so
I like that sun in the corner.
Yeah.
It's
kind of low res. I have to have a better
like
map.
on my ukulele. You're gonna force me to George Harrison over here.
Let me get rid of that one. Get a better one.
Oh God!
Trying to imagine that sun as if it was our pal the Swagger's beard. Kind of how it's very.
Oh,
Yes.
you're not wrong.
No,
Yeah. So
how much I miss him.
Well,
Blocking his face in the microphone.
Yeah. So from here it's several days travel. We'll have to work our way around the Gravid Archipelago, and diverge to Diver's Grave, and then roam around, come around to the entrance, and then into Darktow.
Will be the furthest from home I've ever been.
This is about as far southwest as you've gone, even relative to how much of the Monastery Coast you've explored.
Yeah, I have noted in Summer's backstory that she has only gone as far as Broken Bank, so this is exciting for her. New territory.
Wow.
I'm up for an adventure. You guys
Yeah.
up for an adventure? Still.
Yeah.
Nah.
Aww.
Oh, hey, how's the pseudo dragon and Chavo doing?
Oh, they're on the ship.
Yeah, where's my pet?
Yeah, awesome.
Chavo was Chavo he's downstairs pooping.
Sweet. It's a good place for a goat to be. And
he's having some hay, he's like, I don't know, it's odd. He likes the hay and the grass and the beer. But
I like the grass.
God damn it.
It's like and it's like and Three Earrings nods like, yeah, man, your stuff was good. Mortal's a little trepidatious, but he'll join up with you guys. So, okay. Well, everybody, just you guys, we'll sail out a little bit, but we'll be easy going, and we'll probably at least make a stop at Broken Bank. But everybody, go ahead and rest and relax as we kind of like take it easy on out of here. This is a wild adventure for, I imagine, for
There's
all
a place
of you.
called Port Zune. Making me think of audio devices.
Yes.
Man, I miss my Zune.
We don't have time for this.
I'm just like I'm learning so much. This map is great.
Yes. It's really cool, man. It's wild, like how real, how like lived in this world is. All right. So, I can officially give y'all, you can just like go ahead and take your long rest.
Aw, hell yeah.
I'll take care of Mortal.
Long rest is long.
I mean, I'll do it now. I mean, technically, you won't sleep yet. Or, I mean, well, we can talk about what you guys do at night, but you just consider the long rest taken.
Sweet.
The night is relatively normal.
The night is young.
Yes. If you get some of this mighty tongue. So.
Oh yeah.
That evening, you kind of like, y'all kind of sail out onto, open waters, find a calm area, calm down from it and chill out, and then the crew get food and drinks together to kind of like unwind that evening. Everybody kind of it's offered some just on the go food. You guys have some nice drinks. What do you guys do? What does everybody do as far as the evening? Do you guys participate? You guys have your own moments? You guys have any discussions with each other?
Yeah, I'll join in. Yeah, now I'm giving Dajar a call, the cold shoulder. I mean, she might still be giving me the cold shoulder, but now it's mutual in that case.
I'm gonna hang around with my singing Stein.
Yes. What are you gonna pour into the singing Stein, or anything?
I'm gonna take the advice so that I don't get malaria, and I'm gonna have have this tonic of grog. But I will when in Rome, Toby will do. So yes. I'm gonna hang out with the locals. Yeah. And also hang out with my cup that sings.
Yes. Let me see, with the Stein,
so it would be a rum.
Yes.
Almost certainly it's a sea shanty.
Yes. So this is the Stein kind of sings like a classic sea shanty from the area, and everybody's like marvels at it, and is like then they all start to sing along.
And it has this weird sound, like as I go to put it up to my lips, it's singing out of the side of it, like because of the way the art works. Like the mouth goes to the side of the opposite side of the handle, So like it's got some weird like yeah. And then Toby works with like his dynamics of the singing of the cup. You bounce it off a wall, put it in a room. Hey, listen to him. Here comes the chorus. Let's get some reverb on it. It's like putting your phone into a cup to make it louder. Like you have a Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, it's me with this cup. I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
Every fast food restaurant has the one like bowl or tin that's supposed to be used to store things that's tipped on its side.
Yes.
That's right.
And then like let me try to this.
The tone's really good when it's mostly empty. Like, yeah, it reverberates through the cup.
Yeah, something like do you? And the pipe says like, that's a wonderful trinket there for kind of livening up the atmosphere. But I see that you have your lute with you. Would you care to regale us with it soon?
Yes, sure.
That loot.
If I could save a jerky in a dress pocket, yes. I don't know.
Does anybody?
I don't have any good tunes on. I'm going to. I will play.
I will join in.
I'm cheap when I'm confined to a boat, so I'll play for free.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
Does Summer join in?
And it smells like. Come on, Summer.
Once I see them start, I'll come over with my flute.
Yeah. And like everybody's enjoying the time.
Da, 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 da.
Gonna turn to Chavo and
Jerky in a pocket.
What was that?
I'm just gonna turn to Chavo and sort of shrug like, I don't know.
You swear he kind of nods.
These people, right?
He kind of nods. Like you swear he nods.
And then they both look at the camera, even though there is no camera.
Yes, they break the invisible, like non-existent wall.
And so you hear out of the corner, "Don't jim the camera."
That's right.
Do not look into the tomato
Jim
can.
the camera sounds so weird.
Well, it's a quote from Community.
I know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a weird euphemism. A lot of things on Community are. But yeah, and then you guys, you have a nice evening, and like Heidi Axpier, like wonderful, as you kind of like finish off one song, like that's beautiful to my ears. Oh, that feels so good with the drink and the song. Do you guys play together often?
As often as we can.
What do you guys have a band name? Do you guys have a name for your band?
The Fellowship of I have we are just a band.
The Fellowship of the Sing. Come on now.
Yeah, that's right. We're the Fellowship of the Sing. No, we are not going to.
I can't.
That's no.
You guys dig it? It's like
yes, we are.
Then she laughs along with you. Like, hopefully you guys come up with something, and I get to see you guys whenever I make another port call.
I mean, Mort in the Pseudo Dragons is he's look at old Mort over there. I got the old Mortal trained in the music, maybe a percussionist, but get a beat on that shell.
I could, every once in a while I could do some dancing.
Yeah, get do the Master of Disguise turtle costume thing. Yeah.
He does an awkward little like shimmy,
Hey, that's, better than my moves.
See how mortal performs.
Yeah, well, I want to see. Yes, thank you. Yes. But the band plays, so it's the cheerleader effect. Mortal looks great when he's surrounded by such skilled musicians as us.
And he's like, he does that, and then oh, ow. And he holds his side, and then I'm gonna sit down now. And he sits down and just gets back to drinking. Because it's still the evening. You're all still a little bit sore, but you're just kind of drinking and playing it all off, just trying to unwind, and it's helping. It's helping at least a bit.
Breathing bubble. Yeah.
I drank 20 ales in 20 different places.
Looking for a bugbear.
Yeah. I love that one. And a couple of them
I'm now looking for a long river name to do a Chattahoochee reference.
Yeah.
Way down yonder on the Urspus, the Icefus. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me.
Yeah.
On the Tiodan River.
That and Fancy are still the best.
I mean, Hey Ya is interdimensional. They're just playing Outcast Hey Ya.
Hey Ya.
Don't want to meet your bugbear. Yeah. Just want to do something there. Yeah.
Oh no.
Phrasing.
Yes. And then at some point, you just kind of have your evening of frivolity. Three earrings is there, and she kind of is joining in the excitement. And she asks, "Well," in one of the lulls, she kind of asks, so I think it, how. I think this may not be this adventuring thing may not be something you've done often.
I mean, life's an adventure.
Yeah.
What would make you say that?
I mean, you're definitely gifted. Just for this particular, you're definitely gifted, and you seem like you're gonna do fine going forward. You're gonna do fantastic. It seemed a little inexperienced, but talented.
Unrequested critique.
Hopefully, you find. I think you'll. I think you seem the sort that you'll take to the adventuring life well.
Beats the alternative.
Yeah. Maybe even as allies with us and the Wavechaser. We'll talk about that.
Let's become pirates, everybody.
I don't know that Toby's the swashbuckling type, but
He could be.
he could, but
with the right motivation.
I don't know. I'm not really the the swashbuckling.
Mortal's
I'm not gonna pizzle to my lips and.
Mortal's oh yeah, me neither. I'm not really much. I don't think a pirate life really is for me. But friends are good. Friends are nice.
And we hang out with a druid and a ranger. I think they kind of need things that the water doesn't provide. They need something the seaweed can't offer.
Yeah.
Oh no, seals.
Yeah.
And I like food. Let me tell you, I love boats, and seafood's great. But, fruits and vegetables are important to your diet, and Toby needs them. Also, potatoes. Everybody knows what you do with potatoes.
Yes.
Stews?
You French fry them. You au gratin them. You stick them in a Taco Bell taco.
You shred them. You brown them.
You drill a hole in it, and somebody smokes hippie hay through them, and you're like, "What are you doing to my potato?"
I'm glad you said that. So I was definitely thinking it.
It's a new one.
Heard hippie hay before?
No.
Devil's lettuce.
Hippie hay. I heard hippie hay for the first time from a hippie in a mountain town in California in a single wide trailer with 12 people in it. Hippie hay is important to me and important to our holy man of the woods.
Yeah.
That's also the first place I heard burger.
Yeah.
So
all right.
I'm going to rock this boat until the boat stops rocking.
So you guys have your evening and kind of like drinks and meals and whatever you kind of like do to unwind. And as you just kind of like go to rest, based on however you decide to take your rest. And I imagine like one by one you kind of like go to rest and you sleep a little less comfortably just because like dealing with the afterwards of battle, but it seems to heal a little bit of the soreness, a little bit of the weirdness, a little bit of the anxiety of battle, and you have a very nice night's rest aboard the Wavechaser.
So if I find a way to stick a piece of line to the pseudo dragon's tail to where it knocks over a glass of water into this cup is like a morning ritual, because pseudo dragon wakes up early. I mean, make that singing Stein into an alarm clock. I wonder. That's what Toby's dreaming about. As his lactic acid comes out of his muscles.
Yeah.
Like, how do I make an alarm clock out of a pseudo dragon?
Yeah. And they do that setup. Of course, the morning ritual of mortal being the first to wake up, and and you guys kind of following shortly after. And then this is pretty much. It's mostly uneventful going forward, other than like any other conversations you guys decide you might want to have with anybody on the ship or any other characters. But other than that, you spend just a few days, spending your days working on the ship. Then your evenings, just kind of resting. Helping with things here and there, helping the ride go smooth, and eventually you do make it safely to Dark Toe Isle. And you've heard of Dark Toe Isle as a place kind of like where the pirates are. Like that's the pirate area. That's where the bad folks are. You may have heard some people say you don't go there unless you're looking for trouble or unless you are the trouble. Things like that. And as you approach, unlike most of the tropical islands of the area, the main island of Darktow Isle resembles little more than huge, jagged cliff faces raised multiple hundreds of feet from the waters of its coast. Around the base of the cliffs is a string of tangled docks used by the many ships of the Revelry. Torchlights mark the interconnecting routes through the docks to the streets and buildings of the city that are built into the very cliff face itself. And it is a sight to see when you get down, and you have no issues have no issues in Darktow Isle other than typical things you might run into like in a bad neighborhood. But
couple guys up to no good.
Yeah. Maybe you occasionally stumble across a fist fight, a more than fist fight every once in a while. You do see, as you walk in there, you see a few, as you kind of like dock, you do see close to the docks a few different heads on pikes.
Oh, damn.
And you kind of like you get told that these are people that have betrayed the Plank King, set up as an example. Of what it is to cross the Revelry in the Plank King. It is. Is
Plank
an odd
King.
Yeah.
The king of planks.
Yeah. But you kind of like you chuckle as like and you kind of like instinctually chuckle like that, and then and they give everybody on the ship gives you a very stern look. It's like I would not chuckle at I would not dare laugh at that name once you get to Darktow Isle. It's like they're serious. It's like this guy's bad news, and you can. This guy's very bad news. But he rules the roost here in Darktow Isle, and it is an experience. Luckily, unless you guys, she kind of lets you kind of see everybody, but it is also very interesting sight to see because there's some unsavory aspects to it, but it's also like almost feels like the grown up piratical version of maybe that underground layer that the Foot Clan set up for the kids.
There's skate park. There's both menthol and non-menthol cigarettes.
It's like there's roughly. I mean, like there's plenty of places to drink. There's places to gamble. There's plenty of places to like whatever vice you're into is available. There's a lot of businesses. There's also plenty of places to do business and sell sales, buy supplies, things like that. And it is. We do notice it's about. There's like at any given point, like you see, there's a few hundred to like 1,000 or so people running about, mostly humans, but you do see a few elves and a few dwarves, and then a smatter like a good chunk of it is just a smattering of other races. Yeah. Unless you guys do anything in particular, you mostly accompany three earrings as she heads into the Sundry Square and finds her connection. Her connection is able to negotiate. negotiate well for the sale of the rod.
Lucius is wearing like a hood, like trying to keep a bit of a low profile.
Yeah.
Like, you know, doing his best to not conspicuously keep a low profile.
Maybe you guys know thieves can't.
With the, you know, the trench coat with the collar popped up and doing that. You know, he's not doing that.
Do we have anybody that's of the roguely nature, like slightly, or am I supposed to fill that role?
I mean, they seem to be just speaking in common.
Well, I'm just like, you know.
But yeah,
I didn't know if anybody knows the secret handshakes.
Lucius does not.
Okay. I would imagine I would know if I've ever seen somebody like, you know, talk illegal with somebody.
Yeah, I mean they speak openly, but you figure this is the place to kind of like, you're just they speak as if they're doing a regular business transaction.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out in 5th edition whether like Thieves' Cant is a specific language or if it's dialect.
It is. Something. I think it's a specific. It is specific enough dialect. I think it's listed as a language. I'm pretty sure in 5th edition.
Yeah, it says it's a mix of a dialect, jargon, and code. So
yeah. So enough that you would have to spend time learning it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey.
So you would have
back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's able to get. Let's see. So she negotiates. She's discussing. It's like, and she's trying to negotiate for a little bit more of a cut. You know, it's kind of like gestures to they've been they've been through a lot to get this artifact. This piece is valuable. Throw a little bit extra for us. You guys help her out with a
yes.
Maybe inspire.
Yeah, I would love to inspire.
And also,
I could also do some talking.
Yeah.
Let me get
talk about how many times you passed out or whoever passed out.
Yeah, I would love to explain what we went through in great detail, emotionally engaging. What do I roll?
You give 3 earrings advantage.
Okay, that's
and a D8 or 6, whatever it is.
The persuasion is.
What is it minimum?
Persuasion.
It's D6, I believe. I haven't leveled up enough for it to be.
I'm gonna give her the same numbers for persuasion that she has deception. What was the
bonus action?
Bardic Inspiration is a D6.
Yes, it is a D6.
Oh my gosh.
They gain an inspiration die 1d6 for 10 minutes. That creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. That can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. But you're don't tell yourself, Petey.
Oh my gosh, 12. After all that.
Well, that's
okay, so let me see. What is the? I gotta go back and get the scene. What is the? It's on Lucius's inventory. Kind of the kind of like the swirly like merchant looks over like with like a winced face and like looks at y'all and
Ooey.
and then like alright, okay, I think this is still fetch me a pretty penny. Let's see, what was promised? Go back to the adventure. Okay.
Make a note. I just said she offered us 1/3 of the treasure.
Yeah.
Toby was not satisfied and persuaded her to give us half.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Scum and villainy everywhere.
All right. I'll give you 1,600. In theory, it's kind of like, I'll take it. And she is able to get 1,600. She takes a bag of money and says, "Okay, pleasure doing business with you." And you guys walk off, and you guys divvy up, and she hands you guys 800 gold.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I guess Toby was the one that she.
How many are in our party?
5 or so.
I guess 5.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
So I think Mortal's been with us enough.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
160 each.
Sweet.
So 160 each if you wanted to. So I'll go ahead and add it to Mortal's inventory.
Right, so we all get 160 gold out of that.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Also, anytime anybody wants to buy something, the Toby Bank and Trust is over here, defying physics, hauling around all your money.
Yeah. You're somehow able
Are
to
you
like,
still there? Are you frozen?
No, he's moving.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
He just stretches back.
I'm here. I just slouch. I'm sorry.
He is the
Okay.
human ficus.
I want to make sure you heard. Get 160 gold for your inventory.
Yep. I was just hopping into. This is D&D Beyond.
So that's
Here on Crime Island.
That's gold, right? 150 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's a lady that I know who thinks that everything that glitters is this stuff.
Yeah. All right. So, and then it's like she kind of like takes you guys and scoots you back up. All right, let's get you guys out here for now. Safely back on the ship, and then back on the ship. She's like,
Get on the boat,
and
the criminal boat.
everybody gets back on the ship, and like you guys arrive first. The rest of the crew had kind of like split off to do random other things and
Hood rat things with their friends.
Yeah, and they're towed in, and the three earrings kind of like helps you get back to the ship, and luckily she kind of like she is your escort. So whenever like somebody looks at the party of unfamiliar people, they see her and it's like, oh, okay, like,
And that's why there's a bunch of squares with her.
yeah, it's like okay, it's odd, but like they're not going to question it. It's like, all right, whatever she's doing, like that's fine.
I'm going to say Toby looks the least criminal of anybody by a bunch because of his dress and his demeanor, and he is uncomfortable visibly the whole time.
Yeah. And then, like, you guys get back on the ship.
People are like, he shaves his neck.
Well, a successful venture. Well, see, capable people like you, now that you've seen what the revelry is about and what Dark Toe is about, how does a buccaneer's life sound to you as part of our ship?
Hey,
I don't know about a life.
a buccaneer's gig sounds pretty awesome.
Like,
Short term.
Okay, I understand.
I mean, the buccaneer's life has a really bad retirement plan.
Yeah.
So, like a little bit of that.
That's
What's
fair.
the
We
dental
aren't
coverage?
criminals here.
Is there a
We're not
401k?
pirating types.
Yeah.
Is there a bonus program?
Well, there's
Like,
always
guys earn a cert.
opportunities. Yeah, there's always opportunity on board our ship to ingratiate more missions, more opportunities, and maybe in the future in the command of your own ship. But I understand. I understand the trepidation. I think I can definitely be okay with knowing you as friends, and maybe I'll be around to offer other opportunities for excitement, as it were.
Love that excitement.
Yeah, at least maybe hopefully less death, but you never know.
Less is more.
Yeah. You never know with the life we lead, the adventures we go on. But in the meantime, I need to get you guys back to civilization. You're definitely not going to abandon you here on Dark Toe.
Well,
Appreciate
we
that.
do appreciate that.
Where are you guys heading to? I know that you guys had
goodness.
some encounters over in Port Damali, but where would you like to tow into? Oh.
Port Zune.
Mortal like pipes in.
Mortal.
I want to. I want to go. I want to go back to Port Damali. I want to go back to the library.
Okay.
I want to go much research. No, I want so much research
yes.
to do. Like,
I'm good with that plan.
An affable
Port Damali's pretty safe.
Damali.
also, and
Yes.
speaking of like uncomfortability, the entire time when Mortal was like walking with you guys, the pseudo dragon was like tucked in, like in the nook a bit under where his neck meets his shell, just kind of looking around.
Aww. Seems so
Scared.
small.
So small.
So small.
Yeah. Chavo would occasionally knock things over, but
God, Chavo's with us.
but whenever we would do that, the people around it would just think it's hilarious. We'd knock a barrel over, make a mess, and it's like, that's funny.
Ah.
Crazy goat. Yeah. Well, once everyone gets back on board, we'll all be off to Port Damali.
Is everybody on board?
All
You okay
aboard.
with that?
Missing
Shining
anybody?
Time Station.
Do roll call.
Lucius is aboard.
We got both Ringo Starr and George Carlin.
What about Pete Best?
And Pseudo Dragon.
And then then you guys hanging around the boat. Three Earrings does for the business as far as like getting supplies for the ship, along with who was in charge of that? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Boworth gets things on the ship and shipments and things like that. But eventually, like you guys, everybody gathers. A couple of the folks a little drunker than others when they get back on the ship late at night. The latest is Kajori, who like eventually gets there in the middle of the night, maybe kind of like running or like giving a quick jog, less than fully dressed. Yeah.
Give him like the thumbs up.
And you guys eventually set off the next day. And then there's a quick stopover. There's a few days of travel. Just like it was before. There's a quick stopover at Broken Bank. And just for a day or so, and then a few more days travel. And you end up landing back at Port Damali.
Sweet.
And then, so yeah, and then the cruise seat sends you off.
Okay.
You can head down. You land there, and the Three Earrings kind of like, well, hope to see your wonderful faces and capable bodies sometime soon.
I do.
And like, if you guys, is there anything you guys discussed with the crew before you're gonna just say your goodbyes or anything?
I think we should play like one final song for them.
Yeah.
Don't say a prayer for me now. Save it for the adventure after.
Sure. And I will, as kind of
Duran Duran on a lute. Yeah.
as a parting shot, I will, kind of in good fun, but also kind of serious, like tell Three Earrings.
I'll kill you.
Keep an eye on that one, and I hope to see you sometime.
Those are shifty people.
Yes.
Shape-shifty people.
Noted. And me as well. And she kind of gives you a wink. A little like purr under the breath.
Did you say a little purr under the breath?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And as I turn around, I go, Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I'm on my way.
No, my God.
damn it.
I would like to shake the captain's hand and tell her it's always a pleasure to meet another good-hearted tabaxi.
You as well. Good to see. I swear, it's hard to see us out of our hidey holes. Not many of us adventure out, but
Bye, Heidi.
I say Heidi, yeah, Heidi the dwarf.
yes. Well, what about Heidi? Oh.
Yeah, she's more close to my level.
Yeah. Like you guys high five.
That's right. I jump a little.
Be well.
May our paths
Be
cross
safe.
again.
Yes, may our paths cross again. Be well, little one.
So what people at Walgreens say when you leave? They're like, be well.
Yeah.
Or stay
Like,
well, something like that.
I thought you
They've done
meant
that for
the little
years.
one. Be well, little one.
Is it not at the Walgreens I go
Not
to?
in my way.
Maybe you get
No.
Regardless of size.
Oh.
Be well.
Just this basketball player leaves. Be well, little one.
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Toby, so we've been out on the water a whole lot. You just want to eat some beef?
yeah.
Like maybe some pork? Let's go what do you want to do? I know Mortal's looking for books. Mortal, what are you up to?
Well, whenever we can, we go back to the library. Whenever we can, it'd be fun to go back to the library. But I'm hungry too. We'll go get some food.
Man. Let's get some
All
beef.
turf, no surf.
That's right. Let's what time of day is it?
It's midday. I would say like
Sweet. Let's go find a street meat vendor or something on our way to somewhere to get something substantial, because as we get our sea feet, or our ground feet, Toby demands that we get some sort of sustenance.
Oh yeah, you find some really great vendors out. You just like right there on the docks.
Yeah.
You find great vendors that sell like really great street food, meats on skewers and and things like that, and you're still able to like find grocers. You find the grocers who like get
I'm gonna
some
eat
like
the hell out of a
roots.
citrus fruit.
Yeah, some
Be
fruits,
like,
especially
yes,
from
vitamin C.
mortals like taking whatever like fruits and veggies and like grasses that he can like get.
Hey, Mortal, there's melon over here.
Like,
Yes.
who does the thing where you watch a tortoise eat a melon? It is, yeah, and you're able to like fill your bellies really well, and eat while strolling outside, and kind of like just a nice breezy midday air.
Sweet.
And yeah, and then I say one thing you do notice, and Lucius notices it first. You do notice like a few people like start to look up, and you kind of like, okay, look up, and you guys look up, and off in the distance approaching, you see what you've kind of seen before, especially if you've been to Port Damali. You see an airship approaches, and like, and it's the usual one. It's not often you don't see, and it kind of like it's like one of those. It's exciting when you see it, but it's the since this is Port Damali is the only skyport along the coast. This is the place to see it, and you see an airship approach and head over to where the skyport is further up Port Damali, and everybody kind of like, it's just it takes it in the side in. You can really see this huge flying ship with its like huge crystals on the side that even from down here you can kind of like hear hum slightly. You hear the thrumming, not super loud. It's very faint, but you can hear it from here. The thrumming of the crystals that keep it buoyant. It's always it's always a fun sight to see when you get to see the airship come in.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what do you all have planned? What do you all want to do now that you're in Port Damali?
Like we need to escort Mortal back to the library.
I need to find a better book to read in there.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you guys head back to the library of the Cobalt Soul.
Mm-hmm. Was Summer? Was she doing? Is her invitation ready yet?
I mean, there was no like specific invitation or specific say to come back, but she was said, "Hey, come back," and it's been
Okay.
it's been so it was like a couple days. Like I'll say like 5 days, so 2 days since. So since Flora, I would say it's like 10 days total. Since Flora Isle, so like 12 days since you left Port Damali. So it hasn't been too long, but it's been. It's been a couple of weeks.
Okay.
More than 1 week.
That's what I was kind of wondering the same thing. Like, did they tell me, like, come back at a specific time, or I don't know.
She just said, come back. Nothing committal. But yeah, you guys head up to the library of the Cobalt Soul. You guys know, and you know the way by now. You remember kind of like the you were able to clock it so well that one time that now you know exactly how to get there.
We know the fast way. We know the
way to kind of like the fast way midday, the fast way like like but yeah, and Summer is leading the way for all this. She's like when the group is kind of lagging behind her, and she's just like oh okay like, and she just like takes the roads and turns quickly and is able to kind of like get you guys back there, and you're at the library, that same impressive structure and building. It only takes you like an hour or so to get there, so still
wow.
It's still amazing. It takes you like like an hour or so, like maybe an hour and a half, a couple hours, an hour and a half maybe. But
wow.
you guys,
you could drive to McKinney in that time.
right.
Yeah. So as you guys enter, you get to do your thing. Is there? You guys check in with front desk, and the same person is there. You guys set you up with escorts to kind of guide you to the Cobalt Soul, and Mortal's like barely containing his excitement and all the things he's gonna be able to research, and like he beelines it over to alchemical studies and that area. So
nice.
is there anything you guys look for or study or kind of like observe?
Give me them music scores. I need a Foxtrot Orchestra's version of 20 Ales. I need to find some music.
Yeah, just
or
give me
music history.
Give me an investigation check.
Hold on. Da-na-da-da-na. Investigation.
Going to different places, looking for my baby doll.
That's a 20.
So yeah, you find some really nice, like you go over to like the music studies, the music history section, and you find not only some really nice like a couple of nice song books, but you also find a couple of like books on a couple of like good theory books that help you out, like, and like a nice like history book for like understanding like some of like the and how did these sea shanties, where did these, like,
I used the Nicodranus number system.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like in the how these sea shanties kind of formed, and some of like the what makes certain ones
Yes.
yes, the art of sea shanty engraving and processing.
That's right. Gutenberg needs me.
Yes. But yeah, you definitely without having to come up with the exact titles of the books, but you find some really nice, really good, useful books that not only you start to learn, like you can see some songs that are going to be useful for your repertoire, but you get a little bit you feel a little bit more confident, and like you have some books that you're going to be able to sit down and read today and over time if you come back, as far as to kind of build your songwriting repertoire.
Yeah, I look for the Mel Bay section, and I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. And yeah, this is where I am going to say this is the first time that Toby is encountering the Nicodranus number system. I have learned a new way to do music that I had never heard before.
Melody Bailey.
To study that. I have a thing that I want to learn. Next time I'm in a town with people who play music.
Yeah.
Say a large group of them in a collegiate matter.
Yeah.
Is that Melody Bailey?
Yes, Melody Bayleaf. Yes, I was trying to come up with like Owlbear, Mel Bay. Like how do I turn Mel Bay into Owlbear? But that didn't work. So I'll just the Nicodranus number system is something I'm going to hang on to. Because that for people who don't know, the Nashville number system is a thing. So
yeah.
Look for what's a town with the first letter that's an N.
Yes. But yeah, you find the equivalent of that, especially like Nicodranus being a town with quite a few entertainers and quite a few entertainers and performers and
I'm going to share some of this knowledge with my friends over the course of this time. I am going to study this book greatly.
Yeah, because basically over this time, it's like you guys have like you end up commandeering a table, and you all like come back to that table and like oh look at this, and you kind of like share with each other as you find things when you all can like over
the gestation period's that long, man.
Lucius finds a book on like polyrhythms. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a great drummer now.
7/8.
Get this
then
down.
It's 8/8. Then it's back to 7/8.
And then it's 4/3.
Right, yeah. Let me. Are you gonna give me an investigation check? See what.
Yeah, let's see what you pull out of the library.
Investigation. Wow.
It's percussion for musicians with more than 2 arms.
I can see it, but I can't find it apparently.
I think it's so. I would say because you're determined, what happens is that you need a little bit more time, and you a little more time than you thought it would, and you keep like you keep like glossing over certain areas, and then like it takes you a little bit longer, but you find like the book on like unusual rhythm styles and of the area and of especially like dwarven rhythm styles, and like there's one on that and a book right next to it on some of the unusual styles in like in the Empire, more northern. There's some of the elven kind of places, but more like peculiar places like the dwarven style. Solero, are you studying anything in particular?
I was going to say, if I could find some books, these guys are studying music and making money.
I'm getting that Matthew Lesko book, how to make it free grants.
Yeah.
I was going to look for books on, like, say, poisons and such.
Okay. Yeah.
That book is Poisons.
Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and give me an investigation.
It's gonna go well.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Nope, totally.
You
got
struggle a little
stack
bit.
of Mad magazines.
I accidentally poisoned myself.
You managed to poison yourself with dust from some of the books. And none of this is like full research. Obviously, you're all just kind of finding neat stuff and neat books. It just takes you a long time. I think you can. It takes you a while. You figure I'm gonna have to get a little bit better at looking up this stuff if I'm gonna spend some considerable amount of time researching and actually doing that stuff. Actually, let me not have the music be on a dock right now. We're in a library. I think they have something for libraries. Library of Arcana. Stack. Okay. So, yeah, you kind of like you're struggling finding too much that is particularly useful, and you find an occasional book here and there, but not much that you didn't already know. So you're gonna probably have to give it another go, and then we'll see how well you're able to research it when we have found downtime again.
We have learned the vocabulary, but not the topic.
Yeah.
Sounds like me and most jazz.
Yes. Summer. What is Summer? If anything, researching.
Wants to ask one of the employees if they know where to find the Eye of the Earth, the relic from my home town, or whatever we would call that. But yeah, something.
Are you asking some like grumpy librarian? Like,
I mean, you can. They ask you like, you probably look at artifacts, but I haven't seen anything quite like that. And I was like, go with give me an investigation check, and maybe you ask around and you look around.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you do the best. Like, you do a bang up job of like looking, being super thorough. There isn't a huge amount of information available, and like they struggle. The archivists struggle. The ones that you kind of can flag down struggle with something. They have some ideas, but none of them you don't find nothing. You find a bunch of like you find a few red herrings that like, oh, this one it's kind of wall, but it doesn't match the description. It doesn't, especially material wise. You know that physically, you know that you do kind of like go off of like texture and like material descriptions to try to match up. You're not too worried about physical like line descriptions because you remember growing up that it had different configurations that it could have been whenever you would see it, especially if people were like playing with it or working with it or researching it. So it wasn't the same for very long, and it was once it wasn't one configuration, it wasn't that configuration ever again. Like with like different configurations. So it struggled. Like a lot of them, like are the wrong material, the wrong size. They're for a different type of artifact from a different era. That's there's a struggle to really find much information on that. There is one archivist is like, oh, that I think one of our archivists that was on the field had some information and questions on that. They pull out a book, kind of like there's not a huge amount of information, but a book that had some words on a ball that may have been referred to as the heirloom sphere, or something like that, and that had like a puzzle-like element to it, and it seems to like there's not a lot of description to it, but it seems to have match the material description, the line work description of like what it could be. It could have been at some point, but mainly the material description and how it was like an ever-changing puzzle that had some like some peculiar magical effects, and it really. That's the closest thing. There's a drawing. Not a color drawing like this, but let me see if I can. Just put it.
Did the archivist just like explain this to me, or is there a book that he found for me
found
that has
found a book, an archive. She kind of like, okay, I remember this being here. Found an archive that had some notes, and on this particular, like on various artifacts, and in this particular, from a while ago, it was, and there's maybe hints of it being possibly pre-calamity, and then there's like a not as detailed as this. Let me see if it'll. I'll just link it. But like a.
Oh wow!
It's a snitch. Gotta catch it to win.
But it's more of like a black and white sketch of like something similar to that. With some like.
Yeah, you've seen Hellraiser.
There's my drawing.
Yeah, and like okay,
getting closer.
Like, and you figure, okay, that's from a different angle and with a much different configuration. But you remember how even the one you drew, it wasn't that for very long, and it turned into something else. Especially as people worked it.
Well, cool.
There was.
It's information I didn't have.
Yeah, there was word of it being nearby, but as far as like where it might be now, Even the archivist at the field archivist that found out about that didn't have any information as far as like its current whereabouts. They just heard some information that we're going to follow up on it. She was going to follow up on it. Seems like there's no luck right now. Yeah, it's an interesting, puzzling artifact. Maybe there's words that it may have belonged to a very, very, very power hungry mage, some kind, that disappeared a while ago. But it's hard to like tie those strings together. You know, that's the work we do here. So, interesting that it might have fallen into your village's hands. Do you think it might still be there?
Oh, it's definitely still there. Yeah, someone found it. Like, the story is it was about 200 years ago. Someone discovered it there in the village. And yeah, it is a prized artifact in our village.
Well, and then the archivist said, "Well, if you don't mind, may I ask where this village is, and so that I can maybe send an archivist out to see it. And you kind of like you give the descriptor of the village. I don't know or I don't know how you would describe it.
Northwest of Gwarden. I think I said that right.
Yeah.
Gwarden. In the forests. I don't even have a name of my village. I don't think I ever came up with one.
Yeah.
It's just always.
Yeah. But yeah, you
Catnippington.
Oh.
Upon Thames.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's we're able to find out about that.
Cool, thank you. It's very helpful information that kind of helps me try to piece this together.
Yeah, well, I mean, thank you for letting us. We'll send somebody out to visit your village to at least understand it, to gather information. We'll try not to disturb your family and friends too much. But we'll just try to ask questions and get to know what's going on.
Cool. Okay. Well, I will probably stop back by here at some point to see if there's an update.
Yeah.
Daisy will remember this.
Boy.
The Beacon of Gondor.
And then
Been lit.
And then as that happens, you kind of like throw away like with so excited like knowing that you have a little bit more information in your back pocket. Let's see if I have this character.
Some notes.
Oh yeah, it's this guy. Let me see. Yeah.
Some noise.
So, and as you kind of like stroll, you're a little bit, excited, a little bit absent-minded. It's like, somebody calls out like, "Oh, hey, it's you. Hey, hi. What? How's it going?" And then you kind of turn around, and it's a human male, handsome, dark hair. I think that's how I described him. And kind of familiar. And you realize it's the martial artist, the person that you had the sparring match with in your like tryout, and you're like, wow, wonderful to see you again. Summer, right? Was your name?
Yeah, good memory. I can't say the same.
We didn't introduce ourselves. That's my fault. And he holds out a hand. And is like, Lowen Hancock.
Thought I was gonna be Danklin Nuggins.
I forgot all about Noel.
No, that'll be when you least expect
Oh
it.
yeah,
That'll be,
I'm looking forward to it.
This is not a Danklin. You'll meet Danklin eventually. I'm still working on him.
Danklin Nuggins. Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes.
It's dumb as hell.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you for the
Even
people out
Deej
there,
is down.
yes. For the people out there, if you want to name an NPC, come on by the live stream and donate $20 to YOLO420.com/rebellyspawn during one of our episodes every Tuesday, and you can name an NPC. It's all going to Able Gamers charity as part of Spawn Together. I'll give him another shout out at the end. I actually forgot to give him a shout out at the beginning. But you'll be able to name an NPC. And if you donate $50, we love you, and we'll do a dance party. It'll be
Yeah.
yeah. We'll give you some reggae, which you can't hear because that doesn't go into the recording.
I'll search "Give Me Some Reggae."
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll get 10 hours worth of it.
1 hour.
Or 1 hour.
Yes.
Worth of it. You can just play it 10 times. Just
I mean,
hit
you
loop.
can get Buck Bumble for 24 hours, but
Just right click
give me
and
some
put
reggae.
loop, and then you're good to go.
that's right.
But yeah, wonderful to see you again. I take it you're gonna sign up and be part of the Cobalt Soul and take training here.
Still my goal, if I am worthy enough.
Well, I mean, you did pretty great. You did pretty great out there. You seem a little like doubtful.
I received some harsh criticism last time.
Oh, her. I remember. Yeah, I remember. That's them. They are pretty stoic. They don't offer praise easy. Honestly, what they said to you there, that's one of the higher praises I've seen them like give to somebody trying out. Honestly, we get people coming in wanting to be monks, wanting to like be part of the Cobalt Soul, receive the training. And usually they put them against me, and you just kind of like throw them over and knock them out, 1-2 punch, and they kind of like walk away, tails tucked. But you had good skill. I caught that extract aspects. Definitely noticed that. You've been training.
It was a fun sparring match with you.
Yeah.
It's definitely challenging. I appreciated that.
Yeah, it was good to finally get a little bit of a challenge. Please don't be discouraged. Like, they can be a little harsh. What name did I give them? I'll look it up, but they can be a little harsh, but they are.
Was it Tori?
Yeah, Tori. Tori can be a little bit harsh. A little bit stoic, a little bit standoffish, but they're a great teacher, and they can. If you listen and you pay attention, I think you have a ton of potential, and you're already a lot of the way there. What they said about you being 10 years behind may have been kind of accurate, but that's fine. It is but that doesn't matter. There's a lot of us that there's quite a few of the monks here that started a little bit late, and a little bit of determination that they catch up. So don't look at the search. I would really love to see you around here and be able to have more spars with you, have more back and forth, because that would be. It's always great to see new faces around this place.
Well, thank you. I feel like I'm pretty good when it comes to combat. I've just got some knowledge I need to work on.
Yes.
I need to brush up on my religion and definitely my politics. That's kind of my weak spot.
Yeah. Well, we have a study group that I can introduce you. Hey, I have some friends in a little study group that we can hang out together. It's
sign up to my
there's a black guy, there's a Indian guy, there's an old guy, there's a black lady.
There's a
another community
person.
Reference.
Yes.
Yeah. This random Asian guy,
just a stoner white girl.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. She'll teach you. She can teach you some politics. Doesn't get all of it right, but she's good at studying.
Her heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
Right. I appreciate the offer. I think I feel like I need to go consult with my pals.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long we're going to be here.
Well, I mean, we'll be here, and I'll be around. The gang is off doing their own thing, but we're usually around here.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any of this, just to be clear, so I can't make fun.
Well, no, but that's what he said. Yeah, the gang's all doing their own thing, but we're usually around more during the mornings, especially after our morning exercise. We usually get some studying in. Meet some other friends. So we'll love to see you. Love to see you around. Could help you out.
Good. Thanks for the offer.
Sometimes I can't tell between Petey having a good time voice and Petey in character voice.
Yeah,
that's a good thing, Petey.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, yeah. Well, it's great seeing you. I've got a date, so I'm heading out.
Ooh,
I'll see you. Yes. Excited.
Did you write a back plot for this date? Toby walks up. He's like, "Oh, you got a date? Tell me more." Yes, and maybe Toby can give you a few pointers.
I don't know what. We'll see. I mean,
did Toby teach him how to play Wonderwall?
That's right. Yes.
Oh no!
I'm excited. I don't know her too well, but she's a friend of a friend. I'm excited. We're just gonna go, kind of like walk the boardwalk and have some eateries up there. Hopefully those.
Thank you for going for the exact same jokes.
So even if it's detrimental to Toby is so enamored with this that Toby is going to inspire him. If it's going to be in 10 minutes, I'm going to inspire him. So he's on his best. He's magically ready for his date.
So you're Bard. And he says, "No, thank you, but I've still got some prep time before then.
Performance enhancing. It's temporary."
Yeah, and I appreciate the inspiration. Hopefully, when we're in a match, we'll need that. But I still got some time, and it's a bit of a walk. So by the time I get there, it's gonna wear off.
Oh, no.
But
it'll last longer than 4 hours.
Yes, if
Call your
it
doctor.
lasts longer, yes. Yes, thank you, Daisy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be
I'm really invested in this date. I hope so much. You've been so helpful.
Yes. Well, nice to meet you. I'll be on my way. Nice to meet you as well. What was your name again?
Toby. You can call me Toby.
Ah.
I am Toby Underborough. I'm offended you don't know me already. I say
Lowen,
jokingly.
this is and he giggles and he's like, Lowen, I will try to remember it. I will make sure to have your name in the tip of my tongue always, and be able to tell the tales of Toby Underborough. He kind of says jokingly as well. And shake his hand, and it kind of sees you guys off, and saunters off. You guys kind of like gather, and Mortals like you off in the distance. You can always see him like going in from aisle to aisle of the alchemy area, putting out more books, and he's like looking over. He's taking notes, constant notes, and like his escort is frazzled, to say the least. I'm trying to keep up, like it's wild, and like once again, it's back into that like mode of like he's suddenly like he's not any faster, but he certainly seems like speedier and excited, like. Like somehow he just seems like he's moving faster.
Cast haste on himself.
Yo, Mortal, you learned how to turn lead into gold yet?
Working on it.
Shh.
Sorry. And then you guys kind of like that's you kind of have your fun evening trying to study. You kind of go back and forth because you're looking for things, and back to your central like communal table, and you spend your evening kind of like looking, sharing like the things you find. It's also just talking and like talking about the weeks that you had before like and your trip, and as kind of like you talk and hang out for the rest of the late afternoon, early evening, we're gonna call it for the night. And
quick question, Dungeon Master, before I forget.
Yeah.
We had some items that were illicit goods that made us breathe underwater. Do we still have those?
Yeah, you still have those.
Were they like a charged item? Or are they like a time-based recharge?
It's just a time-based recharge. Okay. And you can even ask somebody about it, and and they just say, "Oh yeah, every morning it just like refills." Like, and yeah.
So do we know why it was illicit for us to get it? Or we were just being sneaky?
We were just being.
I think it's the client was the illicit part.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like having it there and be ready, and not having to like, pay. It definitely wasn't
because we were comically bad at doing that encounter. So, my memory has been. So yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure we are still carrying around those things. Holy crap!
And you're not carrying around.
Yeah, that's kind of a.
Eventually you guys use them, and then like they all go into Mortal's bag of holding.
Yeah,
more
cool.
Reasonably, they all go in there. So you're not carrying them around. You're just there and there. Yeah. So that is it for tonight. A lot of
just
more RP stuff. Less fighting, less dying. No dying.
Hey, that's Dungeons and Dragons. What it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
Exactly.
I am down.
So it's exciting. So we're setting up more things. We're setting up more things and setting up more pathways for adventure and growth for the characters. Everybody kind of like working towards their goals. Here and about, we're probably gonna have
getting mad gains.
Theoretically, probably going to have a few, maybe a little bit of downtime with random encounters here before there's really anything that happens. So, looking forward to that. We're going to set those things up, and bring in some new moments here and there. So look forward to that. But there's gonna be some research time, probably. There's gonna be some research time, maybe. But look forward to that.
Lucius is gonna work on a new strain.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, look forward to that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But that was another fantastic episode of Through the Tomes. Be sure to check out the resources that we shout out here. Every episode page, we have the links for the things we use, and where you can find them, where you can procure them, where you can support like things like Griffin Saddlebag. Every episode of the show notes at thetomes.com. You can see every episode. I'm still working on especially with my work situation. I'm still kind of working on as far as getting album art stuff and podcast art stuff. Once I get that finalized, we'll actually get a podcast feed for y'all. But it's off thetomes.com. You can listen and watch every episode there. Yeah. Also,
we look as good as we sound.
Yes. YOLO420.com/rebellispawn for our drive to help Able Gamers charity as part of Spawn Together. We have really fun incentives during the stream, but you can donate any time during any of the streams. It's a really great cause, really great charity for accessibility across the field and gaming, be it things like captions, colorblind modes, or accessible controls to help with physical access and things like that. Really great cause worth supporting, and you can support it through us. We'd love to be a big contributor to that. But check that out. Aside from that, share, follow all the things. I think that's all from us. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Don't forget to love each other. Honk honk.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Schedule. Check the schedule down there.
Find Luke.
Check the schedule for our streams. It's just on there. On this Twitch page. I post it on Mondays.
And those way in the end, PD, Nicodranus bear claws differ from those found in Zadash, because the Nicodranus bear claws are loaded up with cinnamon.